Hello and a very good evening to our viewers. Welcome to Elite TV. You're watching Open Debate in English. I'm your host, Chongtham Amrita, and today we're going to be debating and discussing on the topic Trump versus Modi and Manipur. When Donald Trump took oath of office on the 28th of January 2025 this month, two other leaders of two powerful countries, namely Russia and China, met in anticipation. And even Hamas and Israel signed a ceasefire treaty immediately and also agreed to exchange hostages. Trump also signed 80 groundbreaking executive orders, which included a border emergency at the US-Mexican border. This happened on the day that he took his office. It also included immediate deportation of illegal immigrants whose numbers runs into millions. And let us also recall that his swearing-in had caused shockwaves across the globe as well as across the US because of his decisiveness and also delivering on his promise. The US has already started detecting and deporting illegal immigrants even by using the Air Force planes. On the other hand, we have Prime Minister Narendra Modi at home in Delhi. He is in office for the third term. Let us remind ourselves that both of these leaders have been re-elected to their office in 2024. Now, India has more illegal immigrants as compared to the United States. I think in India, just from illegal Bangladeshis alone, there's only about 20 million illegal immigrants residing within India, and that's just from illegal Bangladeshi immigrants alone. Now, illegal immigrants like Rohingyas and Kuki narco-terrorists are also posing security threats to the country. These are very high-sounding speeches against illegal immigrants, and even the Prime Minister himself gave a speech in Assam when he visited Assam in 2019, and he had made the statement that India will not take any tolerance regarding illegal immigrants, and that was his stance even in his re-election this year. Now, regarding border fencing, NRC and FMR, etc., these are issues regarding border security and illegal immigrant, but still, even now, when considering regarding the border fencing, we still don't know how many stripes, how many kilometers have really been materialized, because we know that recently the border have been fenced just 9 kilometers, and it is still in a very sorry state. But Narendra Modi has said over this issue for years, no action has been taken. That is one key difference between Donald Trump and Narendra Modi, even though those two are considered to be one of the most powerful leaders in today's world. And today we will compare and contrast between the two leaders, President Trump and Prime Minister Modi, and especially focusing on 3 key areas. In the first segment, we will discuss regarding their stance on illegal immigration. In the second segment, we will discuss on how they have been handling crisis management with respect to the crisis in Manipur, as well as other crises in the United States. And in the third segment, we will discuss regarding border security, their stance, and what actions have been taken by the two leaders. Now, to start with this topic, let us first welcome our speakers for tonight. Our first panelist is Oja Rinku Khumukcham, editor for Imphal Times. Oja, welcome to Open Debate. And our second panelist and speaker for tonight is Oja Dr. Naorem Bobo, media spokesperson for DMCC. Oja, welcome to Open Debate. And our third speaker for tonight is Oja Shanta Nahakpam, Secretary General for UCM. Oja, welcome to Open Debate.
Good evening.
Okay, the first segment is we will deal with the theme of illegal immigration, especially the fact that illegal immigration poses very serious challenges to both the countries, both United States and also in India. But even though the scale and the response differ greatly, President Trump has taken immediate bold steps regarding immigration and deportation, while we are still awaiting Prime Minister Modi's actions. Because it looks very slow, it looks very less decisive, especially considering that it has been stated on the floor of the parliament that the crisis of Manipur has been caused by illegal immigrants. Now, my first question to Oja Rinku is that, do you think that our Prime Minister Narendra Modi's lack of action is a reflection of his hesitation to take action on his promise regarding tackling not just border issues, but regarding illegal immigration because he has already stated that there is a no tolerance policies on illegal immigration. But when it comes to Manipur, do you think that there is a certain hesitation from his side, especially when it comes to Rohingyas? He was very strict that not a single Rohingyas can enter into the land of India. But when it comes to Kuki narco-terrorists who are freely entering into the state of Manipur and even causing such big crisis, why is he not taking any action is the first issue. And comparing that to Donald Trump, he took that step within a week itself. Your thoughts on that, Rinku?
Regarding the illegal immigrant issue, in India, what the political party are doing is that they are simply making promises to, for electoral politics. Recently, a day or 2 days back, in Delhi also, what the BJP have told, including Amit Shah have told, is that they are going to clean up all the illegal Bangladeshi from Delhi in 2 years. These are the promise, the election promises they made.
Yes.
And in another way, what actually happened is that the question of illegal immigrant has a serious threat to the country's national security also, and that is why the Assam government introduced updated the NRC, and then they are chalking out the illegal immigrants, trying to send back to their home. So actually, when they set up camp for this illegal, what they term as illegal immigrants, not a citizen of India, they have to construct a big prison type, structure, and then they used to keep there. Even though if they dictated the illegal immigrants through the NRC from these things in Assam, the NRC, implementation of NRC is not very successful till now.
Yes.
It has many problems. There are court matters, there are criticism from certain sections, and even the local ethnic people also face problems. So the process that they chalk out illegal immigrants is a little bit difficult when it comes to Assam. When it comes to Manipur, it is more difficult when chalking out these illegal immigrants. We see only because of anatomical different similarities between the Mongoloid groups. It is a little bit difficult to differentiate between the communities. Some are the Kuki people, for example. They reside there, and on the other side of the distance border, there is in Myanmar. When they come in, when they mix up with the Kuki people here, who have been staying here from a very very long year back, they mix up, and it is difficult for us to pick up this separate these illegal immigrants from our state. What I mean is that they have introduced types of mechanism to check out these illegal immigrants from Manipur. Manipur government, with the help of the central government, is pushing hard to identify who are the illegal immigrants entering in the state. And then recently also many illegal immigrants have been arrested before this violence itself. 84 or 86 illegal immigrants from Myanmar, they have been dictated, and then I think many of them have been put in rehabilitation camp or somewhere, providing them refugee type status. Not actually that, but still then waiting for deportation of them. Manipur government started with the help of the central government authority deporting these illegal immigrants there. But when it comes to the crisis here, it is we all know that there are involvement of the illegal immigrants here in this violence. Already the world know already all the media platform have been claiming this, and even there are proof that the illegal immigrants who are supposed to be there in the Myanmar have entered here and then set up a armed group, and then started talking doing suspension operation with this group who are actually illegal when operating here in the state of Manipur. So to me, when it comes to Donald Trump, when he took out, and then he's also facing the same problem there in America. we have been thinking that he has taken up of course he do it as a priority. He deported these illegal immigrants from America to the Mexico side. When the Air Force plane tried to land in Colombia to deport the illegal immigrants, the Colombia president did not give permission for landing. These are the things that we have been hearing from the news that we have been we getting. So there also the critics there are very seriously dealing with this issue of illegal Donald Trump's move for throwing out the illegal immigrants issue. I don't think that it will even though he take up the issue as priority, he's not going to make it in a speedy way, because in a day or two only 500 or 600 illegal immigrants have been dictated, and then they were trying to send back these people to their respective places. And there will be issues of whether the country, whether the so-called illegal immigrants dictated, when the country they want to deport, if they denied their citizenship in that area, if suppose India accepted to reprieve this 18,000 illegal immigrants who are settling there in USA. So when the foreign minister talked to some of the media houses in an interview I just heard with Australia-based interview, he said that whether it's all right if they are Indian citizen, the illegal immigrant, if they dictated, and then if they can prove that they are Indian citizen, then it is all right that we are going to take it back. It doesn't mean that we take it all of them back, because there are legal issues. If whether they are real Indian citizen or not is a matter that is concerned to the India government. So like this problem erupted. So when it comes to the Modi government seems to show serious concern about these illegal immigrants, and also taken up some of the measures here in this area in the Indo-Myanmar border. But there is no strictness here. When it comes to Pakistan side, it is very strict. The Bangladesh side, their priority seems to be given to the Muslim authorities, the Muslim illegal immigrants, and the Pakistani infiltration. These are the things that he is showing concern, and the Rohingyas, and these are the things that he is showing concern. In the changing trend, today's world has been, the political landscape has changed. Today, every nation has been, thinking about, facing problem of the illegal immigrants. So, Modi, they make good promises. They try to, impress the people. They try to impress everyone, but in action, it seems like a electoral political talks only, promises.
There's a huge difference in taking actions while his speeches seem to go on, is what your closing remarks on the first round. Thank you, Rinku. I'll come back to you in the next round. You mentioned that there may be some issues regarding picking out of the racial similarities. Bobo, I'll come back to you for this question. Rinku has said that there may be some issues and challenges in picking out the racial similarities that we have, especially the Meiteis and those Kuki illegal immigrants who are entering into Manipur. But again, also there is an issue of documents, because some of them will have documents. Their citizens of the country will have documents of Aadhaar card and other voter IDs, and even the passport of the country, while those who are entering illegally, they will not have that. But even though we know that there are so many in the black market making so many undocumented, so many cards for the undocumented, that also needs to be seen and tackled. And also this swift, decisive action that we are seeing from Donald Trump, do you think that comparing that to Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who seems to be one of the biggest, who proclaims that he is one of the biggest patriot of the country, do you think that there is a big difference in walking the talk? Because we see that just in 1 week of of being inaugurated into the office, Donald Trump has taken all of the steps, most of the steps that he has promised during his election promises. And Sri Narendra Modi, though elected for the third term, seems to still forget most of his promises, especially regarding being strict at the borders. Do you think there is some sort of a comparative patriotism that's lacking on the Indian counterpart than the US counterpart? What are your take on that, Bobo?
Yeah, good evening, Amrita, and good evening to all our respected speakers and all the ELITETV viewers today. See, regarding about the US newly elected President Donald Trump, see, let us first see what is the United States in generally. United States, see, whenever there is some certain citizens of United States in a war-torn country or somewhere they travel in the world or some places anywhere in the world, if they have some trouble or some issues with any problem, the United States immediately will take an action to save his own citizen by any cost or by any means. See, so the difference is that when we talk about these illegal immigrants, within a week, Donald Trump has started taking an action. That is called the leader of a country, leader of a state. Then why cannot see the 20 months old crisis in Manipur, that is one of the factors of illegal immigrants, cannot be taken effectively? This shows that how the administrative and how our government runs and how the common people are suffering till today. Say, if our Tamil Rinku has already stated that about the anatomical similarities of these people from different part of this Myanmar or some part of other somewhere else came to Manipur as illegal immigrants. But if we study deeply, then there are some ways, certain ways to identify those illegal immigrants. Those illegal immigrants should be taken up by the concerned authorities. Concerned authorities, that means the illegal immigrants who are checking it, who are in the official department. Let's say about the Aadhaar card, who are, you have already mentioned it about in black market, as well as in another ways to come into Manipur and take the citizenship of this Aadhaar card as well as the voter list. So here the lies, the main point and the important thing, it lies that the politicians who are today in Manipur, it's their big job and it's their big responsibilities for these illegal immigrants and to safeguard this integrity of Manipur, and as well as the those who are crossing from the borders. It is their job because people have voted for them. People have given the right to protect the country, protect the state, but they have not yet performed as per expected by the peoples of Manipur. As well as see, if you see the United States within a week, if they can start such a strong action against illegal immigrants, including the Indians, they have officially stated around 18,000, but it may be more. It is the official statement given by the United States, those illegal immigrants, including India. So their views, their visions is for very high and very high level of vision that they look for their younger generation and the future of the country. And why not we in Manipur, the leaders who are still today are not taking such an action? That's the main question. Since the method, the violence which has been erupted and started many disturbance in the state, and till today it is very, most of the people and are asking this question. See, if we see in globally, geopolitically, let's see the United States, United States, it's around the GDP product and their economy is 43 trillion as per the 2024 subject to correction. And whereas you see in India, it is about 3.89 trillions. So see the difference between it. And in again the China, which is racing for a superpower, is 14.72 trillions of GDP products, which are in globally, they are doing this business of economy. So in this race of this global superpower and global dominance of this race, the United States is having a clear vision that they have to come on to the race and they have to be on the top. So this is the cause of the people of United States and as well as the leader of the true patriotism. Then when we love our country, it does not mean that we have to just come out during this, like in Manipur, like in India, you have to come out in some during only the elections period and give some promise which people are happy during that moment only. But it should be translated into action. Then only then we can save our integrity, we can save our country, we can save our people, we can go forward our people to a progressive way. That's the statement in the first round I like to keep it.
Very good points, Oja Bobo. Thank you for that. I'll come back in the next round. Now, Oja Shanta, I'll have to ask to you that, especially in Manipur, the case of illegal immigrants is even worse because there's illegal armed immigrants that they are posing significant threat to the national security. Do you think that the lack of direct action from the Prime Minister has weakened the perception, especially of the central government's commitment towards handling national security with respect to what's happening in Manipur? What do you have to say to that?
Yes, definitely. That is something which we can say 100% full proven and like a failed commitment of the country, of the nation, or you can say the failed commitment of the constitutional safeguard of the country and its security. Because once you if you closely look at how India treats illegal immigrants during the 1950s,
right,
when Jawaharlal Nehru was the Prime Minister, he had, his administration had accepted every migrant, every illegal immigrant, and there was a policy of that particular time where they allow people to stay in the state, in the country India, and they can go back whenever the trouble in the state is finished. So the same process and procedure has been taking on since till date. There is no change in the policy of the government of India. Although the government of India wants to make the citizens feel secure, and once the Hindus or the Muslims or the Christians or anybody, any religion feels secure that yes, you are safe in the country, although some influx or some migrants might have come inside the country. Even then, the government of India doesn't have a clear economic policy of how they are going to handle these illegal immigrants, how they are going to accumulate them in the present economy, and how they are, even if they decide to send them back, through what policy are they going to do it? And for example, there were people who came inside Manipur through More. Those people had stayed in Manipur since for quite some time, like say 20 days or 1 month or 2 months. Finally, the government decides to send them back to their Myanmarese authorities. But once they send it back, they have already consumed some part of our economy, some part of the money which the government owns, some part of the taxpayers' money. Who is spending this money to safeguard the livelihood and the humanitarian cause of these people? That is one big question which the citizen of the country should be asking. Apart from this, if you are talking of illegal immigrants, which the Trump administration is right now talking of, and the Modi administration, if you are presently comparing these two government or administration, then I think Trump administration is more than an action, because they even compel the Indian High Commissioner in the US to accept that even if some 2,000 individuals of the country India are being sent off because they are found to be illegally living in the country, then government of India is ready to accept them. So there is a very clear policy with the Trump administration. But as regard with the Indian administration, we do not have a very clear policy of illegal immigrants. We do not have an economic policy. For example, for instance, the Mizoram government decides to except people who have entered Mizoram through Myanmar due to the present conflict. But you know, the government is utilizing some funds to protect them, to feed them, to give them jobs, to allow them to stay in the country, to make them move, to make them grow, because they believe that they are part of the bloodlines, although they have been living in a different country. But if you closely look at the investment, is the government of India actually allowing the state government to make some investment for these people? Is there a very clear policy? No. The government must have been diverting some funds to protect these particular migrants. So, for instance, if you look at the citizens register, which the Assam government has already updated, some lakhs of people were found to be non-citizens of the state. Now they do not have I don't think they are still having the data, and they own the data, or they know where these people are living and how they are being treated, whether they have been given the basic facilities which constitutional facilities which the Indian Constitution allows the citizen of the country to have. If you are updating a citizens register and you have found some lakhs of people who are living inside your state who doesn't belong to your country, or who cannot prove the family tree of that particular country, then you are supposed to give them a different status. Has the government of India given them a different status? Are they still allowed to vote? Are they still enjoying the ration which the government of India is giving for the poor? Are they still allowing the girl child education schemes to be implemented to these people? If you are not able to extinguish, or if you are not able to distinguish the difference between the illegal immigrants and your citizen, your country is not having a very clear policy on illegal immigrants. So I think the government of India lacks the will to in finding out illegal immigrants and making a policy where the humanitarian cause of a particular individual can be accumulated in the country, and he be allowed to stay in that in any state of the country without enjoying basic political rights. So this is the basic problem what the Northeast, the West Bengal and other countries are facing. You see, if you look at the scenario of the United States of America, the United States of America has a very clear policy. They are a federal structure. They have their own mode of citizenship. Australia, New Zealand, and all Canada, even the best migrant accepting countries of the world have a very clear policy on migrants. You cannot own a citizenship, and you cannot vote, or you cannot stand for election of that particular country until you have proven the worth to live in that country. India doesn't have that policy. In India, for instance, in the case of Manipur, if you talk of illegal immigrants, you are having huge number of increase in population, increase in census at different districts, different areas of the state Manipur. But although you know that these areas have increased, the basic thing is that those people can easily be accommodated in particular citizenship rights. They can acquire documents. Their family trees are not being proven. So in this first round, I would like to close my statement by saying that India lacks the basic principle, basic policy, and basic ideology to differentiate between the humanitarian cause of people who have come to this country just for time being or protection. That is why people who have migrated to India very easily find a way and route to seek political rights. This is what is happening in Manipur, and this is the cause of the Kuki-Zo conflict here at present. Thank you.
Very good point, and a very good way to end the first round regarding the theme of illegal immigration. I think, Oja Santa, you have mentioned it perfectly, that the Indian government lacks the principles of how to protect its own citizens. Especially, it is very true when it comes to the case of Manipur's crisis. Given that it's been taken so long, almost 2 years now, and with so many bodies who have been killed in this conflict. Now, moving on with today's discussion, I would like to pick up the theme of crisis management regarding how these two leaders, Donald Trump and Narendra Modi, handle crisis. But I will take the timeline from only the 2023 to now. Now, we know that Donald Trump, after swearing in and taking oath in his office, He has also been visiting those affected in the Los Angeles Palisades fire. He has met those who have been affected, especially those who are the stakeholders, the governor of California, the mayor of Los Angeles. He have met them in person. He has gone their hands-on approach and really taking stock of the situation by going there on the ground and really taking stock of the situation and doing it and showing his true leadership being felt by the people even who are affected by the wildfires. Now, he has also visited North Carolina, who have been affected by a Hurricane Helene, I think a few months ago, and there has been so many devastation because of that hurricane. And we have seen that Donald Trump has taken the hands-on and leading from the front approach regarding management of crisis, and he knows that his people needs to see him on the ground. This gives not just a moral support but also a feeling of leadership and protection by the people, which is what I think the people of Manipur really desperately needs from the Prime Minister, because from 2023 till now we have not had any presence of the leader in the ground of Manipur. And not just that, he has not even tweeted about it, not even spoke about it in all of his radio programs, and not in any of the election speeches, none of that. Now, Rinku, my question is that regarding crisis management of the two leaders, how would you compare between Donald Trump and Prime Minister Narendra Modi of how Donald Trump leads from the front with a hands-on approach, and while Prime Minister Narendra Modi seems to have a very detached way of handling the crisis, and also a remote control style of management by sitting from the center and somehow deflecting and also deciding matters, giving the matters to his home minister, and in a form of a remote control style of a management. How would you compare these two leaders regarding crisis management?
That is the most unfortunate part, that the Prime Minister of India is not visiting the state and is not taking seriously about the issues or the crisis that has been haunting the state for almost 21 months, I think. So, but when we look a little bit closer, the electoral politics, what USA and India is a democratic country. Even though both are a democratic country, the electoral politics in America and then electoral politics here in India is a bit different. There is a direct election for a president, and then here we don't have a direct election for a prime minister or a president. All the power is vested to the president. There are some differences, and then when the leader of the leader of the president of the United States is elected by an electoral college, not all the citizens. It is elected by electoral college who are concerned citizens who have been chosen to vote for the president from different provinces in the United States of America. There are around 50 states there. So when it comes that when some literate person, and then when the citizens sensible citizens voted for their leaders, then they vote the correct person, the right person. So Donald Trump has been elected as a right person because of his commitment, because of his issues of the illegal immigrants issues, because of his issues of the Americans, foreign policy, so and so. So definitely he will do something definitely good for the action, some national interest action. Definitely we will see that he will try to protect all the American interests, and then he will do that. He will give he will increase tariff for those who does not support the country's decision. It's an economic hub, so he do many things, and he can do many things, and he is doing. He has started whatever he has promises in the last this election time. So in India, and when it comes to India, it is not necessarily that the Prime Minister understand all the would like to take interest for all the states of India. So when the border between the Pakistan and India has been monitored well, and then has been taken care in a very serious way, the same is not been done here in this neighboring state of this Indo-Myanmar border, which is around 1,300 some around 400 kilometers stress. No, his government had not direct good policy, as Shanta has already told. But still, then it's not about a proper policy for these things. Earlier too, when there was when the previous government, since the commencement of this Constitution of India, the Republic Day we celebrate today, and then since the adoption of the Constitution, and since the beginning of this whole democratic process here in India, we don't know the people there have been accepting migrants from there in the form of what called refugee. You might be knowing that in 1990s, late 90s, there was a camp of the Burmese people, the pro-democrats Burmese people here in the state of Manipur. They were provided monetary assistance by the government of India. It was in Laikun that they have opened up, Laikun in Chandel district, they have opened up a refugee camp there. A lot of Burmese people stayed there. And now, after the regime change and after the government changes, and then after they adopted another policy, then where are these refugees gone? That is also a bigger question, coming up, because all look alike. They started speaking the Manipuri language also after staying for so many years here. Since the since the crisis in Myanmar, the crisis in Myanmar is not this time. Earlier too, since 1960s, 70s, there were issues in Myanmar, and then there were uprising, the pro-democrats movement, so and so many are there. So India too have a foreigners act here. The Foreigners Act do not allow any foreigners to enter here in the state without proper these things document. But in the case of the Myanmarese people, when they come in here, they were simply accepted as a refugee at first. Then the refugee tag was taken out from them, and then in early 70s, that is after Manipur become independent, I found some documents that a leader of the Kuki people writing to the government of India for giving more incentive or more money for the 1,500 plus refugees who have been settling in the part of Churchampur. There was a letter. It's on record. And then how India is not a signatory to the refugees United Nations refugees policy also. So when they are not how these refugees come here and stay here for such a long period, and then how they manage to connect with the people who are staying on the other side, and then manage to allow them inside the state is also a bigger question now. Now again, there has been many arguments like given by some of the top army personnel that sometimes we face difficulties in recognizing whether who are these Kuki people from Myanmar, or who are these Kuki people from these things Manipur, and who are Meiteis and the Kuki people. Sometimes they find it difficult to differentiate, even if those are from the Myanmar, the Bangladesh or Indian side coming in, then it is easy for us to identify them because of the looks. So when it comes to this side, because of the looks and the anatomical, similarities, it's difficult, a little bit difficult to differentiate. So this is what they say, and then how could they have the FMR since 2018 to allow the Myanmarese people who are settling at the border side to enter 16 kilometers inside this Manipur from the borderline. But now it has been scrapped, as per the decision of the government of India, and as per the request of the state government, it has been scrapped. We have been told that, and later, again, this FMR has been scrapped, but still the citizens of Myanmar are allowed to enter 10 kilometers inside the state of Manipur without by just signing signing there somewhere. I don't know what kind of document they produce there. These are being done, and then it is easier for them to communicate, and then it's easier for them to deport more foreigners, more of their Kukita, this Chin, they are called Chin in the state of Myanmar. So this Chin tribe is easier for them to bring inside the state of India because they already have connection here, settle here. They already made settlement here through the so-called refugees who are allowed to enter here, who are given incentive by the government of India. So because of this, they can make a good connection with them, and then they continue to flow in. At the same time, in this 1,400 space of border, this thing, how long they will take the fencing this? How many years they are going to take in fencing these borders in? Not even 9.5. We have been told that only 9.5 kilometer has been fenced the border, and the remaining. What about that remaining? Remaining, from anywhere. Actually, the illegal one entered from the through backdoor only. So there are many places where they can enter easily and settle here easily, and you commit any kind of crime here in the state of Manipur. Because of these issues and because of the this issue problem that we have been facing right now, after knowing that these are all because of this, the government of Manipur has started taking this seriously. We cannot deny that, but it's a lip service only. It seems like government of Manipur too also they're doing some good lip service, but not in action. They are not doing to the satisfaction of the people. They are not abrogating. Not only the government of Manipur, even the central government. They are not. They are only providing lip service and not doing proper the activities to the satisfaction of the people of Manipur. So what actually happened is that they will say this thing, that thing, they will do their thing, and they will never abrogate this suspension of operation, even after knowing that some of the groups in the suspension of operation are already illegal, even are already MP, who are MP there in the state of Myanmar. So these things happen. So I never think that I never think that India government is as serious as the United States government when it comes to political commitment, when it comes to the people's satisfactions program, and when it comes to security of the people of the state.
Right.
America is more concerned and more serious about it when Indian government is only serving lip service, because they can win through this lip service only without action.
Very good point, Oja. And not just the US citizens, the United States is more concerned about their citizens only, because when it comes to India, the central government seems to pick who they want to protect, because we have seen that there have been various natural disasters and calamities and big accidents happen in the past year, and those have gotten attention from the Prime Minister, whereas the kind of the scale and the conflict that we have right now, we haven't got that much, even a little bit of an attention. So I'll put this question to Oja Bobo. You see, there have been so many destructions from Cyclone Rimal last year. Even Manipur suffered a lot from that flood. And we have seen that Prime Minister flying over Orissa and West Bengal over looking over the destruction and providing relief materials and all that. Very good, and that's commendable. That's what we expect a leader to do. And why not do the same thing towards Manipur? We see that even when it comes to immigration issues and policies, there is some differential treatment when it comes to Pakistan border and Bangladesh border. There are strict immigration policies, but when it comes to Manipur and the northeast border, Indo-Myanmar border, there are, again, we see so many issues and policies and lapses from the central government for so many years. And we know that by now it's very clear that, in fact, some of the states, there are some favorites for the Prime Minister, and there are some who are not really their concern. Do you agree with that, Oja Bobo?
See, yeah, being a Prime Minister of a country, that it does not mean that he should be in some particular place of a country. It's a Prime Minister all of the state of a country. So, being a Prime Minister, he should visit all the places which is having a conflict zone, which may be having these natural disasters and etc. But till today, he has not visited so far since May 3rd, the conflict which has been going for the last 20 months. And the difference between, say, Donald Trump and the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi is that Donald Trump has taken and given a word, and he has translated to an action within a week.
Yes.
That about illegal immigrants and another many steps also it will be seen soon in the coming days, I hope so. See, but from the last 21 months, people of Manipur has been demanding for this NRC, abrogation of SU, and the deportation of these illegal immigrants, and so on. Many voices has been arise from the many CSOs of Manipur and different parts of the country as well, and different parts, different political parties as well. But none have been translated to the action, and people have been expecting him from since many days, since he became a prime minister. But despite all these efforts, there has been no action till now from the honorable prime minister. So when you see about the illegal immigrants and the conflict which has been going on in Manipur, then the only option which left is that we, the people of Manipur, have to do the job, do the job into reality, do the job into an action. So see, again, if you come into geopolitics, that look at policy which has been planning from the central government of India and looking forward to progress through the Manipur, and Manipur will be the gateway of India in Eastern Front. So it is a high time that people of Manipur and the leaders who are in Manipur should be very consulting in a deep manner for the future of Manipur, as well as for the future of younger generation of Manipur. So coming to this point that at present scenario, we are not able to cross across the state of Manipur, and how long are we going to remain in such a scenario, sufferings, and as well as see the economy of Manipur, as well as see the education of Manipur, and other different department of Manipur which are not functioning as well in the hill areas of Manipur till today, see about almost 2 years. Then in the future, who is going to take this all the responsibles of this in the coming future in Manipur? So it is a high concern and right time that the responsible citizen of Manipur, as well as the responsibility of India's and high political these leaders of the country and leaders of the state must take an action immediately, so that the problem which has been facing in Manipur should be solved in a progressive way, not on that forming of new UTs or new these union territories or some separate administration. See, as Tamo Rinku mentioned about this Churchampur, about naming of Lamka and this all, because they have the ability and they have this guts to say it, because the Churchampur is an epicenter which lot of illegal immigrants way back in 1980s, 1990s, who have settled there since then, and so many of them are already well stabilized in the area of Churchampur, and so today they have planned the way to take this to UT or the separate administration from them, because of these illegal immigrants of the 90s, 80s. The state government as well as the center have not, they have been keeping a blind eye on it, and today they have become this citizen, as well as the many of them have become the political leaders of the state, and today they have given a strong statement, and they have manipulated histories, and they have tried to divide the Manipur because of this all. So they have a very strong connection with this the illegal immigrants, and they have strong support from the foreign illegal immigrants, as well as the foreign fundings who are doing in drug mafias. They are well channelized about it. So today, the present scenario which we are suffering is the cause of the late 80s and late 90s. So it is the right time, and before it's too late, the government and as well as all the CEOs, we must stand together and we must raise the voice and we must stand our own stand to safeguard our own this boundary, and as well as to protect all the integrity of Manipur, and the communities who are living together for the many years as indigenous should come together for what and to save it. Otherwise, it will be in a very danger in the coming this future.
Very good point, Oja. Not wait for anyone outside from Manipur or maybe some external hand to save Manipur. Well, because it is in our hands to do that. Now, for this round, I'd like to ask one more question to Oja Shanta. That I think it's quite evident, and I think I think it also affirms the sentiments that the people of Manipur has, that the treatment of the central leadership, especially from Prime Minister Modi, of how he is handling Manipur crisis or not handling the Manipur crisis, it also affirms the sentiments of the people that there is differential treatment, particularly from the center towards the northeast. And now, since 2023, I think this has been quite proven, even though nothing can be concretely said, but I think it's quite reaffirms that. Now, Shanta, do you think that this is because some regions has higher importance, because of strategic reasons, because of some security reasons? Do you think because of that, this is why this sort of differential treatment is happening? Would you say that that is one of the factor, or would you say that this is just blatant disregard, or just negligence, or whatever else is there to explain that? Shanta, your thoughts?
When you have a government, you are just taking the name of a particular person who is sitting in the chair of the Prime Minister, and he actually is handling the policy of a political party. You see, you cannot just call it the indifferent treatment of Prime Minister Modi, or indifferent treatment to the northeastern states or Manipur. Particularly, we have to look into what the BJP wants in the northeast and how they want to place Manipur in the future of the country, India.
Okay.
You see, whether Modi is there or not, it doesn't matter, because BJP is particularly a political party, and the Prime Minister is working on the policy of the party. You see, it can be Modi, it can be you, it can be me. If you were the Prime Minister, you wouldn't have said anything, because the BJP policy wouldn't have allowed you to talk.
Right.
You cannot influence the party policy until and unless you have a very clear picture on what your party is going to do. I think in the case of Manipur, BJP must be very clear on where they are moving ahead, how they are tackling this situation, what they want Manipur, and how they want Manipur to play a role in the future of the country. So I think they might be very confident, although we are getting a direct hit, and we are facing the want, we are facing we are facing different challenges over here. Mr. Biren, the present Chief Minister of Manipur, is just accepting the policy of BJP. So we are not able to do a counter policy, or we are not able to ask certain questions to the Chief Minister, and he's not able to answer. Why he's not able to answer? Because he's straight away sitting in a chair given by a particular political party who has a mandate. They might be having a mandate to clear off the militants, they might be having a mandate to help the cookies, they might be having a mandate, to keep the northeastern border of the country boiling, or they might be having different kind of mandate. If they have a mandate to bring peace, obviously the Prime Minister will talk when the BJP allows him to talk. You see, if the party is not allowing him to talk, he cannot talk of his own. There is a basic thing in a political party. There is a steering committee, there is a general secretary, there are policy makers. Party itself is a country. The party will allow the Prime Minister to talk when the party feels it's fit and they are ready to say something, or they have made a concrete decision on the policy and program of the BJP or the Congress, whosoever is ruling the state. Now, in the case of Prime Minister Modi, we have been asking him to speak. We have been asking him to speak instead of him, Mr. Amit Shah has been giving counter statements. Sometimes he's giving a different statement. At times he's giving a different statement. You know, to the people of Manipur, it has been a very hectic position, hectic scenario. The government of India must at present convince the indigenous people of the country in the state of Manipur, be it the Meiteis, be it the Pangal, be it whoever who are listed in the 34 tribes. The only question is, why is the party policy not allowing the Prime Minister, the government, the Chief Minister, the present cabinet ministers to tackle the issue of militants, which is very, very openly and very, very visible in national media through reports of intelligence and through many other factors which the government already knows. Are they cooking something? Are they waiting for a right time where they would be hitting for the sake of the country? I don't think a party like BJP, who blames the leaders of the country, for particularly the Congress, its leaders, even the father of the nation, even some of the key policy makers of their time, including the writer and the architect of the constitution, they have made some mistake where some policy and program of the state are being mishandled or are being mismanaged, due to which the country is in the present state now. So we expect, we as a people, we as the CSO of the state, we expect the party policy to explain the people of Manipur why BJP is not allowing the Prime Minister to speak, why BJP is not allowing the Chief Minister to act, on its own. What is the policy? Why they are taking help of the army and martial law sometimes, instead of taking the civil law into their hands and allowing the civil law to act as per the constitution. Why is the country not doing so? This is the big question. So the whole thing is that, are we fit to be in a political system where the constitution is not allowing an elected government to take action for its citizen for the sake of the country? Is the federal structure of the country still intact? Is the federal structure of the country being, submerged into the national agenda? So these are the big questions. As per what we have spoken of the illegal immigrants, the government of India already knows, and you are perfectly right in saying that the policy of the government of India has different ideas and ideology as per the community, religion or sentiment. Whereas the government of India is allowing, I have seen many arguments in the national media where the government of India has explained that as per the CAB, Citizenship Amendment Bill, why they have allowed the Hindus to come back to the country India, because India is a Hindu nation. If you talk India is a Hindu nation, Nepal is also a Hindu nation. They have just come into a democratic country few days back. Why didn't the government of Nepal decided to accommodate all those Hindus, though they are one of the Hindu kingdom? India is a democratic country, a secular country where different religion can live together. So there are policies which different governments will make. Maybe tomorrow Congress may come, maybe tomorrow Janata Dal may come, maybe tomorrow some other party may come and make different policy of the state. But whatever policy the government of India, the mainland politicians are making, they are not accommodating the state and the people of the Northeast, because they have not yet understood what the Northeast is, what is the history of Northeast. They are just treating the people of the Northeast as some human who have been living in some area, some land, who are entirely dependent on the country India through economy, through politics. We, the people of the state Manipur, we need to learn to exist by ourselves, to defend our political ideology, to defend our political structure, to defend our people. We can only do that when we improve our economy, when we have a political mandate where we will negotiate with the Indian Constitution that yes, we are now an Indian, but we are not able to exercise our constitutional power, our constitutional rights in a way where we should be. This is what I would put as my closing remarks in this particular debate. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Shanta. Indeed, I think whatever you said, your words truly reflected the sentiments of the people of Manipur, considering how deep that the state has been hurting since to 2023, and at such a point when we see a leader like Donald Trump re-elected into the office with a huge mandate, and also taking steps of all the promises that he made during his elections, we just cannot stop from comparing of how the Prime Minister Narendra Modi also made similar statements regarding these issues, especially border security, illegal immigration, and crisis management, the theme that we had for today, and compare it with one of the biggest leaders of the world, because as Oja Shanta has rightly said, the federal structure of a state has been corrupted during Prime Minister Narendra Modi's term, especially with what's happening in Manipur. I think it's quite evident. And well, the sentiments from the people just seeking some sort of attention from the Prime Minister has been long overdue, and that also begs a lot of question of his leadership qualities, of his leadership influence in the state. And again, not just in the state, I think it has also impacted his electoral performance in the Lok Sabha elections as well. So I guess Manipur is a state that cannot be overlooked by the center, that cannot be just discarded, that cannot be just pushed aside. I think once the issue of Manipur has been tackled effectively, only then there can be better policies that will take place. I mean, there can be policies that can really be seen from other countries, and also elevate the status that the Prime Minister of the country desperately really wants to. So on that note, I'll end today's episode. We have had a very engaging and interactive session, and we will be back with more exciting, many discussions based on such similar topics and even more. So thank you all for tuning in. But before that, I'd like to thank our speakers, Oja Rinku Khumukcham, Oja Dr. Naorem Bobo, and Oja Shanta Nahakpam for joining with us for this topic. Thank you all once again. And I would like to thank our viewers for tuning in tonight. We will be back again next Monday with more exciting topics. Please keep watching ELITETV News. I'm your host, Chongtham Amrita, signing off. Have a good night.